Game one on day one of the Arkansas High School State Championships. The Taylor Tigers come in on the cusp of history, but the Scranton Lady Rockets, powered by a 14-game winning streak, will look to play the role of spoiler. It's the 1A State Softball Championship on Arkansas PBS Sports. Welcome into Forrest Field alongside the former Razorback, Sydney Parlee. I'm Dorian Kraft. The Taylor Tigers may have well made the state championships their second home, 6 consecutive titles for Taylor. Scranton, they've played in a final before, have never won one. Sydney, how do both of these teams manage the nerves coming into the game?
It's all about settling in, digging in, doing what you do best, and it's all about run production.
Well, if Scranton's going to get run production, it's going to start with their left fielder, Natalie Miller. She's been on an absolute offensive tear down the stretch.
She absolutely has, batting over 400. Her on-base percentage is so stiff, and being in that 4 spot, she has found a way when runners are in scoring position, finding a way to drive in those runs.
Well, Scranton going to need to put up runs in a hurry. That is something that they've been able to do as they've inched closer to the state final. But on the other side, the Taylor Tigers, they have put up runs in big numbers all year long. They have over 10 games in which they have scored 10 or more runs, and they get a ton of run production from their catcher, Madison Lindsay, who does it well on both sides of the plate.
She absolutely does well on both sides of the plate. And for Madison Lindsay, 500 average, 609 on base percentage. She does so well behind the plate for Ayla Buford, but at the plate in that 2 spot, she just finds a way to get the job done.
The Taylor Tigers come into today's game 25-2. They have won 24 consecutive games. Their lone losses on the season. They came back on March the 2nd, dropped both games that day. That was a 6-0 loss versus Bryant in a 5-4 decision going up against Star City. As we take a look at the junior pitcher, Ayla Buford, she has been the star in the circle for Taylor over the last 3 seasons.
Oh, has she? And going into this game, she's sitting at 426 strikeouts over her career. What Scranton can expect from Buford is she has an incredibly deceptive changeup. She likes to work east to west. She heavily relies upon her rise ball, and it just comes down to the command that she has. She is able to command the ball on both sides of the plate.
So when you're going against a pitcher like Buford, who commands the corner so well, doesn't allow a lot of freebies, what's your mentality as a hitter?
Attacking early in the count, not getting deep in the count, because you know that first pitch that she throws, more than likely, it's going to be the pitch to attack. Once you get deeper in the count against Buford, you're going to have to hit her pitch, which is that deceptive changeup.
Katie Vonderheide stepping in for the Scranton Lady Rockets as the leadoff batter. It'll be Vonderheide, Harrington, and Maynor going 1, 2, 3 for the Rockets in purple and white tops. As we are underway from Ferris Field, the first pitch from Buford called a strike. Vonderheide, Harrington, Maynor, Natalie Miller, the left fielder in the 4 spot, Addie Hayes, Morgan Lensing, Lakin Schluterman, as that just misses the outside corner. Schluterman, Fritchie, and Kremers rounding out the starting lineup for the Scranton Lady Rockets. The 1-1 from Buford off the plate.
And one thing about Buford that Coach Bateman talked about is Coach McHenry talked about is she is going to throw that changeup more times than most pitchers that you see.
1-2. Just misses inside. Good at bat here to start for Vonderheide. How important is it? We talked about hitting Buford's pitch, but in your first at bat, how important is it to see a lot of pitches?
You've got to see a lot of pitches, especially as the leadoff hitter for Vonderheide, having information to give back to the dugout.
Puts it on the ground over to short, to first in time as the first out is recorded. That was Nolte over to Downs at first base. And 1 away here in the top of the first inning.
And for Buford getting down in the count and finding a way to bring a strike through the zone to get Vonderheide swinging, that's not a bad at-bat for her first at-bat against Buford. Like you said, Dorian, seeing a lot of pitches, gathering information to take back to the dugout and to let your team know what to expect.
First pitch misses high to Marissa Harrington. And this is a Scranton team. They have to come in knowing that runs are going to be at a premium. Taylor has not allowed a run in their last 8 games. That just inside 2-0.
And one thing about Scranton that has made them very productive throughout the course of their last 14 games, being 14-0, is they found a way to manufacture runs. It has been the power, but they have also relied upon the small ball.
2-0. Catches the outside corner for a called strike. That's a nice pitch from Buford, especially at a 2-0 count.
It really is a nice pitch, painting the outer part of the plate. And one thing that we're seeing so far from Buford is she is working all 4 quadrants of the zone.
The 2-1 misses in the turf. So Harrington has worked herself ahead in the count now 3-1. Of course, the Taylor Tigers baseball team started off the day by taking the 1A state baseball championship. They have now won 3 consecutive titles. 3-1 to Harrington. Fouled back as the count goes full.
And in speaking to Coach McHenry, she was talking about the softball team actually got to go and watch the first 2 innings of the baseball game. So I think seeing your baseball team play in their state championship game, that really gets the emotion and the adrenaline flowing.
I think Taylor doesn't need any help with that. 6 consecutive state titles as that skips in the dirt. So a 1-out walk issued to Harrington. The Lady Rockets were their first base runner.
And solid at bat by Harrington, taking balls as balls, attacking the strikes through the zone, and laying off of that off-speed pitch that Buford throws so well to draw the walk.
You talk about laying off of balls that are balls, and it sounds so simple in theory, but it's actually really difficult to not expand the zone against a pitcher like Buford.
Absolutely, and with the spin that she has, and it's obviously
popped up behind the plate. Lindsay can't make the play, so second life for Delaney Maynor.
And you know, we talked about in the open the emotions that that you're feeling and a little bit of the nerves, and it would be easy in your first at bat to expand the zone, but so far Scranton has been so disciplined in the first 2 hitters at the plate.
1-0 in the turf. Marissa Harrington worked a 1-out walk after Katie Vonderheide started the game off with a ground out to short. Scranton looking to strike first against the Taylor Tigers. Right down the middle. Maynor fouls it back into the screen, now down in the count 1-2.
And for Maynor, she was all over that pitch, fouling it straight back to the backstop.
One, 2 to Maynor. Takes a ball low, throw back behind first. Keeping Harrington on as she's able to scamper in.
And that's Madison Lindsay behind the plate. That's a really great job gunning it down to first base, but Harrington got back just in enough time. Let's take another look at this. If Downs would have been able to hang on to it, make the tag, that was a good throw.
2-2. Ripped out into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit as Scranton goes station to station. Now runners on first and second with only 1 out.
And Scranton is absolutely making some noise so far in the top of the first inning. Let's take another look at this swing by Maynor. She gets inside of it and just stays through extension, driving it through the center of the field.
So Scranton making some noise here in the top of the first inning against the 6-time defending Taylor Tigers. Should Taylor win today, they will be the first program, as that one tapped over to the left side but foul. Should Taylor win today, they will be the first program in Arkansas prep history to win 7 consecutive state titles. That is what is on the line today for Taylor, playing behind Ayla Buford.
And Coach McHenry, she talked about knowing that there is that pressure of potentially winning the 7th straight state title, but she talked about we love pressure. We rise to the occasion when we feel pressure.
The 0-1 put in play over to short. Taylor gets the lead runner. That's Nolt going over to May at third. The defensive alignment for Taylor: Buford in the circle, Lindsay behind the plate, Downs, McClellan, Nolt, and May around the horn. And then in the outfield, Clark, Fowler, and Downs going left to right across the outfield. So 2 away now here in the top of the first inning. Maynor is on second. Miller, who grounded into the fielder's choice, is on first. Buford trying to work out of a bit of jam here in the top of the first inning. 2 on, 2 out. Big cut by Addie Layers, the third baseman for the Lady Rockets.
And that pitch combo that Lays just saw from Buford, the off-speed pitch on the outer part of the plate and then an up and in rise ball, that is the combo that Buford works that is so deceptive and so lethal.
Off the outside corner, stays low and away. Buford really trying to expand that zone when she gets ahead in the count.
And that's something that we'll see more times than not, is throwing that waste pitch off the plate to see if the hitter will chase. But so far, Scranton has been so disciplined.
Tapped foul. A good at bat here by Layers, trying to stay alive for the runner in scoring position. Buford ahead in the count, 1-2, 2 on, 2 out. For Scranton here in the top of the first at Ferris Field. Tapped in the air. Second baseman McClellan has it, and that will end the threat for Scranton in the top of the first inning. Buford lets a couple runners on, but no one crosses the plate. It is scoreless as we head to the bottom of the first inning. You are watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
During the past year, we've been traversing the natural state with our cinematic drone, from lakes and rivers, waterfalls, scenic byways, mountains, swamps, overlooks, and towering rock formations. This unique documentation of all 4 seasons from all 4 corners of the state with an aerial cinematic perspective will give you, the viewer, an Arkansas adventure like never before, exploring Arkansas from above.
Download the PBS video app or watch online.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car, to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
1, 2, 3, turn it up! Whoa. What's going on, man? Let's go!
Support for Arkansas PBS Sports comes from Wendy's. Wendy's Cinnabon Pull-Apart and Vanilla Frosty Cream Cold Brew, available today at participating U.S. Wendy's. That sounds delicious, just about as delicious as this matchup between Scranton and Taylor in this 1A Softball State Championship, the first of 6 coming your way on Arkansas PBS Sports. As Taylor coming to the plate in the bottom of the first, it will be Ayla Buford to lead things off for the Taylor Tigers. They will be going up against Delaney Maynard in the circle for the Lady Rockets. 105 2/3 innings on the year for Maynard. 11-8 on the season. She's allowed 110 hits, 82 runs, 170 strikeouts for the righty as ball 1 in the turf.
And what Taylor can expect to see from Maynard is she is going to work all 4 quadrants of the zone. She really likes to heavily rely upon her screw and curve. She will throw a drop ball and occasionally will sprinkle in the off-speed pitch.
Off the outside corner, fouled away. Now Buford does have some pop in the leadoff spot. 6 home runs on the season for the junior, 27 RBI. As Buford, Madison Lindsay go 1-2 in the order. Reese Fowler, the center fielder, in the 3 spot. Heidi May due up 4th should anybody reach. Downs, McClelland, Macy Downs, then Ashlyn Clark, Lily Sewell, and Nolt is the DP. Is that one cue balled off of the end? An errant hop over it short allows Buford to reach.
And for Buford, that is a nice inside-out piece of hitting. The pitch by Maynard was on the outer part of the plate, and she allowed it to get deep. She took her hands inside, and she drove it the opposite way. And for Vonderheide, that's just a tough play to make on the backhand.
So 1 on, nobody out for the Taylor Tigers here in the bottom of the first inning as Madison Lindsay steps to the plate, takes ball 1, runner on the move. And she is in ahead of the throw, but slides off of the bag. Vonderhyde makes the tag, and Scranton erases the leadoff runner.
And for Vonderhyde, that a way to hang on to that ball. And on turf, Dorian, I know you know, I know from playing on it, but it's really hard as if you slide too soon, you're just going to keep going right past the bag.
That was Vonderhyde, the shortstop, applying the tag. The throw from Morgan Lensing. Maynard, Lensing, Fox, Kremers, Vonderhyde lays around the horn. Left to right in the outfield, Miller, Harrington, and Fritchie. How important is it for Scranton? We talked about the nerves, the fact that they've never won a state title going up against a 6-time defending champion. To come out the way they have, to get runners on, then to make a defensive play, how much does that go to their confidence moving forward?
They have already made such a huge statement, and we're only in the first inning. Been so disciplined in their at-bats at the top of the first, and so far defensively, that is a huge first out by getting Ayla Buford out at second on the steal. And, you know, in talking to Coach Bateman, she talked about on the bus ride here that they were a little quiet, very focused. She could see it in their emotions and their facial expressions and the lack of conversating. And you can see it already, the focus that they have so far in this ball game.
Lindsay works a one-out walk, and that will bring to the plate Reese Fowler, the center fielder. Fowler hitting .306 on the season, 18 RBI. As the first three hitters in the Taylor lineup, all lefties. That always presents a little bit of a problem. You've got that speed-power combo. They're a little bit closer to the plate. As another runner on the move, this time Lindsay holds the bag as the base is stolen, and Lindsay now in scoring position.
And this is one thing about this Taylor offense is they are going to steal bases. They have the speed. You just pointed it out. 3 lefties at the top of the lineup. They're going to utilize their speed around the base path.
Paints the outside corner as Kevin Ray gives the signal. Our umpires today behind the plate calling balls and strikes is Kevin Ray at first, Ricky Roberson and Rick McKinney over at third.
And you know just as much as I do, you playing the hot corner over at third base, when you have 3 lefties in a row that are able to apply that triple threat, you know, at any point of time, dropping a bunt, standing in, swinging away, it automatically applies pressure to the defense.
Oh, do I know. I have nightmares about those lineups. The 1-2 lifted, out of play and foul. Now, Sydney, I'm a little bit older than you are. You and I would have had some epic battles, the lefty slapper and you, the third baseman and me.
Absolutely, and that's why I love seeing 3 lefties at the top of the lineup so much. Speed never slumps, and it also just kills.
Ain't that the truth? The 1-2 again, that one stays upstairs, 2-2. A good at-bat here from Fowler with 1 away and a runner on second for Taylor. Taylor's run through the postseason has been a fairly easy one, as that one looped foul down the third base line. Taylor won in their opening game of the state playoffs 11-0 against Bradley. That was a rematch of last year's state championship. Then they won 7-0 over Westside, which is a rematch of the 2022 state championship. But it took a walk-off win as that one goes upstairs for the strikeout. A walk-off win over Shirley in the semifinal to advance them into the state title. So 2 away here for Scranton in the bottom of the first inning.
And for Maynard, that was such a great pitch combo, staying low in the zone, working the outer part of the plate, and then climbing the ladder upstairs to get a huge strikeout against Fowler.
First pitch strike delivered to Heidi May. May, 375 on the year, 7 home runs, 37 RBIs, goes up in the zone, lifted, will just get out of play off of the netting as Maynard able to work ahead in the count 0-2. So important working against these Taylor hitters to work ahead in the count.
Absolutely, and it comes to pounding the zone, but also painting the corners of the plate, not leaving anything down the heart of the zone, because they are in yes, 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 no mentality.
But the 0-2 is in the turf, and it hits May on the foot, so the inning will continue for Taylor. Runners now on first and second. Michaela Downs coming to the plate. The inning started when Buford reached on an error. She was erased trying to steal. Lindsay drew a 1-out walk, advanced to second on a stolen base. A strikeout and a hit by pitch is again a first pitch strike as Downs swings through it. That is now 3 consecutive batters that have gotten a first pitch strike.
And she is executing that first pitch strike. And the fact of the matter is she's using her low rise ball to get that first pitch strike swinging. And it's just so dominant.
And there it was again. And now 0-2 in favor of Maynard, trying to get out of the bottom of the first unscathed.
And if I'm Maynard, I'm going to keep relying upon that pitch until they show me differently.
Floats up a little too high, 1-2. Scranton and Taylor faced off in the 2017 1A state championship. That was the game, Sydney, that started this run for the Taylor Tigers. They won 6 consecutive, the 1-2. Nice hold there from Downs. A long look in the dugout to get the pitch. The 2-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Taylor gets 2 on, but cannot bring anyone home as Delaney Maynard gets the 3rd out via the strikeout. We head to the top of the 2nd inning. Still no score here in the 1A state final. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
For more than 50 years, Arkansas PBS has been a trusted resource. Our high-quality programs are seen by viewers in every corner of our state, making on-air sponsorship a solid investment. Aligning your business with Arkansas PBS offers a powerful blend of community engagement, corporate philanthropy, and cause marketing. And our viewers remember and appreciate businesses that support our programs. Contact us today for more information on sponsorship opportunities.
Looks like we have some new help in the marketing department.
Action! Hi, I'm Susie Everett with Everett Buick GMC. I think you need to work on your line better. How about you do it? Family owned, customer friendly. Family owned, no friendly. Come see us at Everett Buick GMC, I-30 at Alcoa exit. Buckle up, everybody!
We never gonna stop.
The Arkansas Department of Health is proud to support, spotlight, and celebrate Arkansas student athletes and Arkansas PBS Sports. Escape the vape. Learn more about the hazards of vaping at projectpreventar.org. Through one complete inning here at Ferris Field, no score in the 1A state championship between the Scranton Lady Rockets and the Taylor Tigers. We've talked extensively already about Taylor coming in that 24-game winning streak, but Scranton on a winning streak of their own, 14 straight games coming into today's final. And it was a rough start to the season for Scranton. They went 2-10 to start the year, played a really difficult non-conference schedule on purpose, but it's paid dividends here in the postseason.
Yes, and Coach Bateman, she talked about wanting to play those difficult teams early on in the season to be able to build up for a moment like this. And I would have to say, Dorian, that it's paid off because they felt the pressure early on in the season, and to walk into the state championship game, they are more than prepared.
Lensing, Schluterman, and Fritchie due up for Scranton in the top of the 2nd inning. Emily Kremers waits on deck should anybody reach. The 0-1 popped off the handle. Great diving effort. Lindsay can't come up with it, but you gotta love the hustle.
Love the hustle by Lindsay behind the plate. She did such a great job of popping up out of her stance and drop stepping to get to that ball. Just wasn't able to secure the grab. But it's effort like that that just continues to gain the momentum throughout a ball game.
The 0-2 line foul off of the outside corner. That was a nice defensive swing there from Lensing.
It absolutely was, and with Buford pounding the outer part of the plate, she let it get deep. She knows what to expect, and she stayed on it.
Lensing a little bit closer to the plate than some of her teammates, allows for some of that outside coverage. The 0-2 again stays too far outside for the first ball.
And that's what makes a game, is making adjustments, especially offensively as the game goes on. We're already into the 2nd inning, and with Lensing stepping up at the plate, getting closer to that line, knowing that Buford's going to attack on the outer part of the plate, that's the adjustments you want to see.
They'll check. Yes, she did. Lensing offered, and the first out recorded in the 2nd via strikeout.
And that is a great response by Buford as she goes on the outer part of the plate to get Lensing swinging.
shows bunt tapped over to the third base side, throw to first. In time to get Lake and Schluterman. Nice play by May. And they are quickly 2 away here in the top of the second inning.
Solid play by May as she was back towards the bag.
May, Nolte, McClellan, Downs, Macy Downs over at first, Buford, Lindsay in the circle for Taylor, and then Michaela Downs in right, Reese Fowler out in center field, and Ashlyn Clark completing the defensive alignment for the Tigers. First pitch fouled back off of the barrel of Jaden Fritchie. And after allowing some traffic on the base paths in the top of the first inning, Ayla Buford has settled in nicely here in the second.
And Coach McHenry talked about, obviously in the postseason with their big wins against Bradford, Westside, and Shirley, she did talk about they had moments with runners in scoring position, but they found a way to get out of it, and that just was displayed in the top of the first inning.
Well, there's a confidence that comes having been here so often, so recently.
Oh, and with 7 seniors on staff, they've experienced it the past 4 seasons. They know what to expect, and they know how to get out of those jams from experience.
1-1, tap back, foul. Fritchie on the year, 263, 10 hits, 5 ribbies, 14 runs scored, has drawn 5 walks. So patient inside the box. The 1-2. In the turf, nice pick from Lindsay.
And that's one thing about both of these teams' offenses is their strikeout to walk ratio. They have a lot more walks than strikeouts, which shows the plate discipline that each team has.
Well, that's saying something when you have pitchers that are close to 200 strikeouts each on the season. The 2-2. Swung on and missed. Buford pulls the string on the change. She bookends the inning with strikeouts, and we head to the bottom of the second. Still scoreless in the 1A state final. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
This month in Passport on the PBS app.
Of a murderer.
Anything you'd like to share, Professor?
He's a little unorthodox.
We love terrorists.
Back!
When Layla Hussein comes to this Northern Ireland town...
Is this the new lady detective then?
She'll need to learn quickly.
These and other shows from Arkansas PBS are available with Passport on the PBS app.
I'll do whatever it takes to protect my family. And part of taking care of them is using a bank that takes care of us. That's why I use Centennial Bank, a strong institution for an uncertain economy. I know them and I trust them. They have a strong financial foundation, which means that my money and our future is never in doubt. Life is busy, and there's plenty of things to worry about. My bank isn't one of them.
Centennial Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Conway Regional Health System is proud to support, spotlight, and celebrate Arkansas student athletes and Arkansas PBS sports. Since 1921, Conway Regional Health System has provided complete health care services to the growing communities of North Central Arkansas. For more information, visit conwayregional.org. First pitch strike delivered to Maddie McClellan here in the bottom of the second inning. McClellan, Downs, and Ashlyn Clark due up for Taylor. Lily Sewell in the 9-hole. 0-1, fouled back, and quickly Maynor working ahead in the count 0-2. So make it 4 straight batters that Delaney Maynor has been able to get ahead 0-2 in the count. Swung on and missed, climbing the ladder. The 3rd strikeout of the day for Delaney Maynor.
For Delaney Maynor, her rise ball is spot on right now. She just continues to climb the ladder against the Taylor hitters.
And there's a look at Coach McHenry down on the 3rd baseline. Courtney McHenry in her 3rd season with the program. Has continued to build on the tradition of Taylor over the last close to a decade now.
Absolutely, and she talked about just how stealthy the program is, and taking over as the head coaching position, you know, she said there is that pressure just a little bit, but with how good the team is and the community support that they have on both the softball and baseball side, it's something just to be so proud to be a part of.
Macy Downs fouled the pitch back to the screen, 1-1 on the count to Downs, the first baseman. 407 average on the season. To the right side, snatched, and over to first in time. Kremers to Fox to retire Downs, and 2 away here in the bottom of the second. How important is it, Sydney, to work quickly when you are in the field against a team that has as much offensive power as Taylor does?
Well, for starters, Maynard's working at a very quick pace, and that was a really great piece of pitching by Maynard to get Macy Downs' ground ball out. She's working quick, which is good against a team like this. Not enough time, they've got to get back in the box, but it is just the effectiveness of her rise ball right now. She's throwing it at that first pitch strike, and she's just continuing to climb the ladder as Taylor hitters continue to chase.
5 of the last 6 batters have gone first pitch strike. A lot of that has been the rise ball, as swung on and missed, strike 2. And we will talk about that in the next inning as this one is moving quickly once again, but that 0-2 count, Maynard being able to work ahead against Taylor, keeping them off balance. The 0-2 off the outside, swung on and missed. So another inning with bookended strikeouts and still no score. We go to the top of the 3rd inning. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Arkansas PBS needs to add 2,500 new members by June 30th. If we succeed, we receive a gift of $45,000. We are just over halfway there, but with less than 2 months remaining, we need your help. If you're already a member, thank you. If you're not, your donation moves us one step closer to that $45,000 gift. Visit myarkansaspbs.org and donate today.
Attention sports enthusiasts, get ready to be amazed by Summerwood Sports Complex, the new state-of-the-art facility in Bryan. Our facility offers up to 4 courts spread across 2 spacious gyms, conveniently located off Interstate 30 in Bryan. Whether you're a team seeking tournament glory or an individual looking to elevate your skills, Summerwood Sports has got you covered. Discover more about our cutting-edge facility and check availability at summerwoodsports.com.
The electric cooperatives of Arkansas, through their 17 electric distribution cooperatives, is proud to support, spotlight, and celebrate Arkansas student athletes and Arkansas PBS Sports. For more information, visit aecc.com. Top of the 3rd inning, and Coach Bateman has to be happy with the way that her team has come out here in this 1A state title. That's a look at Whitney Bateman in her 2nd season as the head coach of the Lady Rockets, going toe-to-toe with a 6-time defending state champion Taylor Tigers.
And for Coach Bateman, you know, not having a softball team in 2022, Scranton did not, and then rebuilding this team in 2023 and this season in 2024, just what they've done in 2 short seasons, it speaks volumes to the coach and the person that Coach Bateman is and the team that she has.
Kremers quickly behind in the count. 0-2 is Buford working quickly. Kremers, Vonderhyde, and Harrington due up in the top of the 3rd for Scranton. The 0-2 stays outside, 1-2.
And you know, one thing that we talk about is in college softball, playing in preseason, playing a tough schedule. One thing that, you know, talking to Coach McHenry and Coach Bateman, having an early pre-conference schedule, making it tough and difficult, just throughout the progression of the season, you know, the difficulty that they play early on, it helps them once they get into conference play into postseason time.
Ball 2 taken on the outside by Kremers. 2-2, lifted, shallow right field. Under it is McClellan for out number 1. And you talk about the schedule for Scranton, and you go back and look, we already mentioned they started the year 2-10. It was the Van Buren City Rumble Tournament that really was the turning point for this program. They lost all 3 games to Bentonville West, to Atkins, to Van Buren, and to Mina, all 4. They were outscored in that tournament as first pitch changeup fouled away by Vonderheide. But they lost all 4 games in that tournament by a combined score of 39-4. But Coach Bateman said we knew that was going to be the toughest competition we were going to face all year. And so from that point, it only got easier, and her team responded in a big way.
Oh, absolutely, and then they turned it into a 22-3 season, which is pretty impressive to say the least.
So a pair of change-ups to start Vonderheide here in the 3rd inning. Vonderheide grounded out to short to start the game back in the 1st. As now it is Buford who's been able to work ahead against hitters 0-2. Tapped to second, McClellan to first in time, as that is 2 away here in the top of the 3rd inning. And Marissa Harrington, who reached on a walk, comes to the plate.
We are seeing some solid pitching on both sides so far this game.
Well, Buford comes in with the reputation of being a strikeout pitcher. Scranton has put the ball in play already today a few times as Harrington fouls that away. But when you have a pitcher that you're so used to getting the strikeout numbers, as a defense, how do you need to adjust then when the ball is being put into play?
Just staying down on it and knowing what to expect. She has thrown a very high percentage so far in this game, ground balls. And one thing that Coach McHenry talked about with this Taylor team is they are so solid defensively behind Buford, which allows her to relax more and have even more confidence in what she brings.
Buford came into today's game with 149 strikeouts in just under 125 innings on the season. But Cindy, you've been there. Sometimes as a fielder, when you have a pitcher that's high volume strikeout, you can lull a little bit in the field.
Oh, you absolutely can, because when the ball's not being put in play consistently, and then when it does, it's like, oh, I've got to make a play.
And Nolte does. 1-2-3 inning in the books for Ayla Buford. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. We're still scoreless between Scranton and Taylor. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car, to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Let me take you for a ride on the baseline.
Southern Loft is a proud supporter of Arkansas PBS Sports and our Arkansas student athletes. Located at 311 North College Avenue, Suite 102 in Fayetteville. Southern Loft, a different kind of furniture store. For more information, visit mysouthernloft.com. We're still scoreless here in the bottom of the 3rd inning of the 1A State Softball Championship. This is game 1 on day 1. As wasting no time, Delaney Maynard delivers the first pitch. But if softball and baseball aren't enough for you, don't you worry. We have got state championship soccer starting on the campus of the University of Central Arkansas coming up tomorrow. 1-0 taken low as Maynard has fallen behind Lily Sewell 2-0.
And this is the first time that Maynard has fallen behind in the count. She has just been pounding the zone early on in the count. And one thing that's interesting is Maynard is relying upon heavily her rise ball. On the flip side, Buford is working the outer part of the plate.
We saw Buford start to work in a few more change-ups there in the top of the 3rd inning as the first 3-0 count of the day. Lily Sewell, the 9-hole hitter. And Maynard delivers a strike right down Broadway. (3-1) stays upstairs. Good hold from Sewell. As for the 2nd time today, Taylor has gotten the leadoff runner on board.
And for Sewell, that is the type of at-bat you want to see. She laid off of the rise ball. She took on a 3-0 count, the pitch down the middle, and then she laid off of the rise ball.
And you know with Taylor, anytime if you're Scranton, anytime you put a runner on there, always a threat to run. We've already seen them try and run twice. On the move again is Sewell. She is in there. The second stolen base of the afternoon for the Taylor Tigers.
And with the speed that this team possesses, almost 90% of the time, runner at first, they are going to steal.
So Taylor with a runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the third inning, trying to break through against Delaney Maynor and the Scranton Lady Rockets, as that one paints the outside corner to even the count.
And one thing about Buford in the one spot, she gets on base very consistently, on base percentage over 500, but she has the power, the home run power.
That was a home run cut right there, but swings through it and now finds herself down in the count 1-2. And for Taylor, not scoring runs in a state championship game is unfamiliar territory. You take a look at their last 3 titles that have come, and each have been lopsided margins. On the move, Sewell. The ball kicks away. The throw was in time, but Lay's not able to hang on.
And for Sewell, that is such a great read on the off-speed pitch. She broke off the bag, got a really good jump once she spread the ball off-speed in the air.
So the count 1-2 to the leadoff hitter, Ayla Buford. And the throw to Lays was in time. Buford lifts it out to right field. Tracking back is Fritchie, but it will be deep enough to score. Sewell comes in for the first run of the game. And Sydney, there's the stolen bases coming to play.
The stolen bases got the job done. And talking about the offense that Taylor possesses, just manufacturing runs. That sac fly right there is huge to get a run on the board.
Oftentimes in games like this, it is the teams, as a first pitch stays high to Madison Lindsay, it's the teams that can execute the small things in the big moments. Those are typically the teams that win.
Absolutely, you got to do the small things right so that when the time presents itself, you're able to execute. Especially in a game like this when the pitching is just so solid.
And Delaney Maynor had been solid through 2 full innings. Walked Lily Sewell after falling behind 3-0. Buford lifted the sacrifice fly into right field, and now Maynor behind in the count. 2-0, make it 3-0, as the rise ball has not been as effective as we saw earlier on. What is the adjustment that the Tigers have made the second time through the lineup?
I love the adjustment that they've made, and you know, this may sound easier said than done, but they're setting their eyesight lower. So as a hitter, when you're facing a rise ball pitcher and you set your eyesight lower to her release point, when you do read that rise ball speed, you're gonna take it for a ball. Another thing that I've noticed is they're setting their hands up 1 notch higher, so if they do choose to attack that pitch, they're swinging above it.
So Lindsay earns a 4-pitch walk. She stole a base after walking in the first inning. It kicks away, and we have a foul ball, as Fowler trying to bunt her into position. We've already seen Lindsay take off. She drew a walk and stole a base back in the first, but was stranded on second. Taylor got 2 runners on in the bottom of the first inning, could not push anyone across. Extended conversation behind the plate, but we are ready to reset. The 0-1 bunted through. Lindsay will have to return to first. This is a good response here from Maynor.
Great response by Maynor, throwing the off-speed low rise, and for Fowler squaring around a bunt, just not able to stay through the zone with her barrel.
On the move, Lindsay. Throw not in time, so Lindsay, a pair of stolen bases today for her. And Taylor once again threatening with a runner in scoring position.
And it's just finding a way to get the job done, and right now it's stealing bases to get runners in scoring position.
Talk about applying pressure as an offense. One of the ways that Taylor does that is the 1-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3 on the rise. But Taylor applies pressure by constantly putting those runners in motion.
Yes, and when you've got speed like that around the base paths, you know that you're going to get runners in scoring position. And then from there, it's just all about executing.
Fowler down on strikes for the second time today, so 2 away here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Runner on second. First pitch in the turf. Nice play from Lensing behind the plate as Heidi May, who was hit by a pitch in the bottom of the 1st inning, stands in. May, 37 RBIs on the season. Ripped down the 3rd base line, but foul.
37 RBIs on the season. That is a really good season driving in runs.
37 RBIs in 27 games. You're averaging better than an RBI per game. That is production out of your 4-hole hitter. That's why you're hitting 4-hole, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's why she's in the 4 spot.
You also have the mentality to hit in the 4 spot. The 1-1 lifted, but right back to Maynor in the circle. So Delaney Maynor able to limit the damage, but not before Taylor plates one on the sacrifice fly by Ayla Buford. We go to the top of the 4th inning, and the Taylor Tigers have taken a 1-0 lead. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
When you choose Conway Regional, you're choosing a healthcare partner rooted in your community. With 9 primary care locations in 5 counties, we believe in building lasting relationships centered on trust and personalized care. Let our family care for yours.
Looks like we have some new help in the marketing department.
Action! Hi, I'm Susie Everett with Everett Buick GMC. I think you need to work on your line better. How about you do it? Family owned, customer friendly. Family owned, no friendly. Come see us at Everett Buick GMC, I-30 at Alcoa exit. Buckle up, everybody.
1, 2, 3, turn up! Whoa. What's going on, man? Let's go!
Congratulations to our Arkansas PBS Student All-Star. It is the Scranton pitcher Delaney Maynor, the sophomore with a 4.0 GPA. She wants to go in the healthcare field, so putting the student in student athlete. Congratulations, Delaney.
It's one thing that we love to see is athletes who get it done on the field, but also off the field, academically, out in the community, and already has an idea of what she wants to do one day when her playing career is over.
Her playing career has one that will go down in the Taylor history books, which is saying something considering how successful the Tigers have been for the better part of the last decade. And now she finds herself pitching with a 1-0 lead and a first pitch strike here in the top of the 4th inning to Delaney Maynor.
And for Buford, she has not thrown her changeup that often throughout the progression of this game so far, but she's going to start heavily relying upon it as we just saw 2 back-to-back changeups thrown. That is her bread and butter.
Has gotten her ahead in the count 0-2 as that changeup caught the outside corner. It'll be Maynor, Miller, and Layers due up for the Lady Rockets. The 0-2 stays outside. So Scranton, for the first time coming to the plate, finding themselves trailing. Sydney, what is the adjustment that they need to make against Buford?
Attacking early in the count, laying off of pitches that are out of the zone, but when she brings it through the heart of the zone, you've got to be in yes, 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 no mentality and attack that pitch.
Maynor caught looking for the first out of the inning.
And that was such an effective pitch combo by Buford, just pulling the string, pulling the string, pulling the string, and then going in with that low end screwball.
3rd strikeout of the day for Buford. First pitch swinging, lifted out to right center field. On comes Downs to make the catch to retire Natalie Miller, and quickly 2 away here in the 4th.
Michaela Downs getting the wheels going, is able to secure the grab in the right center field gap.
Sydney, I know you appreciate that.
I love outfield plays all day long. Had a little bit of some spin off of the bat. It's in shallow right center. That's a great read off of the bat and good hustle to get over there.
First pitch strike, Layers swings through the rise ball. And with a team like Taylor, all of a sudden, it feels like they've grabbed some momentum here at the midway point in the game. Popped. Room on the left side, and May has it. A quick 1-2-3 inning for Ayla Buford and the Taylor Tigers. They will come back to the plate with a 1-run lead in the bottom of the fourth. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Southern Loft is a proud sponsor of Arkansas PBS. It is our mission to tell your story by adding color with our furniture. And that's why Southern Loft is a different kind of furniture store. For more information, go to mysouthernloft.com.
I'll do whatever it takes to protect my family, and part of taking care of them is using a bank that takes care of us. That's why I use Centennial Bank, a strong institution for an uncertain economy. I know them and I trust them. They have a strong financial foundation, which means that my money and our future is never in doubt. Life is busy, and there's plenty of things to worry about. My bank isn't one of them.
Centennial Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
We never gonna stop.
As the official orthopedics and sports medicine provider for Razorback Athletics, UAMS Health provides orthopedic care, sports medicine, expertise therapy, and support to athletic programs, organizations, and events across the state. UAMS Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine with conveniently located clinics in Central or Northwest Arkansas. And as someone who benefited from UAMS Healthcare last fall, I can definitely verify that message.
There you go. What did you have, Dorian?
Tore a tendon in my ankle.
Oh, gosh.
So current and former athletes.
Well, UAMS is the best, so.
As we are underway here in the bottom of the fourth inning, 1 ball, 1 strike to Michaela Downs. It will be Downs, McClellan, and Macy Downs due up here in the fourth. Taylor trying to add to their 1-run lead. Skied out to center field, tracking back. Harrington makes the grab. 1 out away in the fourth.
Outfielders are starting to get some action in the game, and for Harrington, that's a great read and way to stay behind the ball.
Taylor's only run of the game came last inning on a sacrifice fly from Ayla Buford, who is pitching a 1-out gem. Currently, she's kept Scranton off the base pass since the top of the first inning. First pitch stays just at the top of the strike zone for a called strike to Maddie McClellan, who struck out to start things off in the second.
And the effectiveness to get a strike at the top part of the zone, it's just so dominant. And that's what's made her so good throughout the game so far, is being able to get that strike called right at the letters.
I know it's been a big point of conversation in the collegiate game about the strike zone this season and where it's changing over the course of the years.
The strike zone has changed a lot. You're not so much getting like corner to corner, river to river. I almost feel like it's just, it's come in, and then it's also just right at the chest. You're not getting the top or lower part of the zone anymore is what my point is.
I know Rachel Lawson, the head coach at Kentucky, agrees with you. That was a conversation she and I had earlier this year as Maddie McClellan up 3-1 here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
It's making pitchers have to be so much more precise.
McClellan able to earn the 1-out walk. That is the 4th free pass issued today by Delaney Maynor. And now Taylor with a runner on. We have seen this story before. How many pitches do you think it'll take before the Tigers go in motion?
I think she may even be running on this first pitch strike. That's something that just has to be minimalized, is the free base pass with the way that they do steal the bases.
Ball in play out to right field, carrying right to Fritchie in her steps. That was a nice swing by Downs, but it is a loud out. And McClellan still on first with Ashlyn Clark, who struck out to end the second, coming to the plate.
And for Downs, she stayed on that curveball. It was a really great swing, but for Jaden Fritchie, she stuck with it as it was slicing away from her.
First pitch rise ball stays high on the move. Vonderheide can't come up with the throw as McClellan into second base. That is the 6th stolen base of the day already for Taylor. Taylor's had a runner in scoring position as Clark swings through the offering. They've had a runner in scoring position in every inning but the second. And credit Scranton for being able to limit the damage to just a single run. The count 1-1 to Clark, 267. Takes a called strike on the inside corner.
Man, I was about to say that pitch is not missing by much on the inner part of the plate. It's a solid pitch by Maynard with that screwball low and in.
Maynard has found her rhythm here in the bottom of the fourth. The 1-2 popped up out of play behind home plate here at Ferris Field.
And we talk about the offensive adjustments that both teams have made thus far through the game, but pitching-wise between Maynard and Buford, Maynard was relying upon her rise ball, which she's still sprinkling in, but she's now adjusted the hitter's eye level and is working lower in the zone.
The game within the game.
Uh-huh.
The 1-2, grounded over to the right side, scoots through. Runner being waved around. No play at the plate as Taylor strikes with 2 outs. It's an RBI single off of the bat of Ashlyn Clark.
And for Ashlyn Clark, stepping up in a big moment with McClellan on second base. She stays on the low outside pitch, just finding a way to drive it past Krimmers at second.
And again, the stolen bases factoring into the runs that Taylor is able to manufacture. First pitch swinging, fouled away by Sewell.
It is just all about getting runners in scoring position. And with this Taylor offense, they're going to dig in with the grittiness that they have to find a way to get it done.
Maynard misses low, the count even at 1-1. We talked about the collegiate game in the strike zone. Obviously a big talking point this year has been the reviewable runners leaving early for stolen bases. It changes the game immensely from the high school to the collegiate. That ball ripped out to left center field, off the top of the fence. 1 run is in. Into third is Sewell. A monster shot off of the bat of Lily Sewell. Another run in for the Taylor Tigers.
Lily Sewell almost had herself a home run, but she'll take a triple instead. Huge swing. Let's take another look at this. This is a low pitch that she drives her backside, gets her barrel down to, and the extension on that swing, just beautiful.
I talk a lot about bat extension through the zone, and that ball missed a home run by maybe a matter of 2 inches. As it stands, it is a 2-out RBI triple for Lily Sewell. And it turns the lineup over for Ayla Buford, who takes the first pitch strike on the outside.
And it is all about staying the course in this game, getting your quality at bats in early, especially when a pitcher is dominating. And the more information that you gain, the more you get settled in your at bats. It's taking a good swing, putting a good swing on a good pitch.
Big swing from Buford as she is now down in the count 0-2. But her team has gotten her some run support here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Buford trying to help her own cause. The 0-2 swung on and missed for strike 3. So Maynard able to get out of the inning via the strikeout, but not before the Tigers pounce for 2 more. They lead it by 3 as we go to the 5th. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Vaping costs over $1,500 a year. So if you vape, there goes that new gaming system. Or that new mountain bike. Escape the vape. Learn more about the hazards of vaping at projectpreventar.org.
Attention sports enthusiasts. Get ready to be amazed by Summerwood Sports Complex, the new state-of-the-art facility in Bryan. Our facility offers up to 4 courts spread across 2 spacious gyms, conveniently located off Interstate 30 in Bryan. Whether you're a team seeking tournament glory or an individual looking to elevate your skills, Summerwood Sports has got you covered. Discover more about our cutting-edge facility and check availability at summerwoodsports.com.
Top of the 5th inning, Taylor has struck in each of the last 2 innings for runs. They lead Scranton 3-0, inching closer to what would be their 7th consecutive state championship. And things were close for a while early on, Sydney, but then Taylor, they really put it together on offense.
And offensively for Taylor, 3rd inning, it was a stolen base that got things started by Lily Sewell. Another stolen base to get over there to 3rd base. And then how about Ayla Buford with the sac fly to right field? Just finding a way to get a run across the board. Look at the grittiness in that at bat. 4th inning, let's take a look at these swings. Strikeout by Maynor, just getting the job done. And how about Michaela Downs in right field, tracking the ball all the way to get the out. And for Taylor, the grittiness of their at-bats and just staying the course, it showed in the bottom of this last inning. And just the way that they attacked earlier in the count and just put good swings on good pitches.
The 1-0, put in play, lifted, it'll stay on the infield. Easy put away for McClellan over at 2nd base. Lensing, Schluterman, and Fritchie due up for Scranton. And this is a Lady Rockets team, Sydney, that's going to have to start to string together some hits if they want a chance to get back into this game as we are getting late, top of the 5th inning. This is where outs start becoming an issue.
It's what it's got to be. You've got to string together consecutive hits and just be that one pitch at a time mentality, one at bat at a time. And then when you do get runners on, finding a way to move runners base to base.
Well, Taylor not making it easy. That was a quick out over to 1st base. Downs as corkscrews down the line, and the 3 unassisted. And a good job making sure she fielded her position, and 2 away here in the top of the 5th inning. Buford continuing to work quickly. In steps Jaden Fritchie, struck out to end things in the 2nd. Fritchie 263 on the season. Lined out to right center field, just foul. That was a good swing that looked like trouble had it been in play. The 1-1 off of the fist over to 1st. Downs collects it, steps on the bag, 3 up, 3 down. As Ayla Buford has now retired 12 consecutive batters, we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. It is a 3-0 Taylor lead. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Many people will experience orthopedic or spine issues in their lifetime, and the pain that goes along with that can make you feel, well, like a shadow of yourself. At the new Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, we are dedicated to providing Arkansans with a brighter future they deserve.
After years of dealing with extreme pain, thanks to visiting UAMS Health, I'm able to do things physically that I never thought I'd be able to do again.
Choose UAMS Health for a better state of health.
Sustaining membership is an easy, convenient, and affordable way for you to support the programs you love on Arkansas PBS. Sustaining members make an ongoing monthly contribution from either their checking account or credit card. Simply choose the monthly amount that fits your budget, and then call or go online and we'll set it up for you. Your donation will happen automatically each month, so your support will always be current. Need to make a change to your monthly gift? Just call or email us. You're always in control. Knowing we can count on a certain amount of revenue each month helps Arkansas PBS better plan for the future. Call or go online to start your sustaining membership right now.
Legion Scaffold is a proud supporter of Arkansas PBS Sports. Located at 1021 Hemlock Street in North Little Rock, visit legionscaffold.com for more information. Bottom of the 5th inning, Taylor up 3-0 on the Scranton Lady Rockets. Madison Lindsay, Reese Fowler, and Heidi May due up for Taylor in the bottom of the 5th. Michaela Downs awaits should anybody reach floats high to even the count 1-1. And Madison Lindsay, she hasn't scored yet today, but she has been involved in each of the times that she's come to the plate, walked twice, a couple of stolen bases. She is really problematic if you're Scranton's defense.
Absolutely, and every game looks differently, as you know, but her 2 at-bats today, just the discipline that she has shown at the plate and just finding a way to get on, that's a quality at-bat. And then stealing the bases to get into scoring position, she's done her job.
Swings through the screwball, so the count 1-2 in favor of Delaney Maynor. Popped. It'll get out of play as Lindsay lives to see another pitch.
And for Taylor, the balls that were put in play by Ashlyn Clark, Lily Sewell, you know, just attacking that rise ball that's up in the zone, we've seen them make the adjustment of keeping their hands higher and working to the top part of the ball versus being underneath it. And that's the kind of offensive adjustment you've got to have.
1-2 lifted. It'll stay on the infield. The out is made as Maynor ranges over to make the grab. 1 away in the bottom of the 5th. We love pitchers that can field their position.
We absolutely love it. Getting out of the circle and fielding your position. This is a great job by Maynor getting off of the rubber and going over to secure the grab. It's, you know, it may have been an easier play for Fox, but you'll take it, and out's an out.
I can't tell you how many times as Coach McHenry having a conversation with Reese Fowler, who is 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts today. Can't tell you how many times I have may or may not have pushed a pitcher out of the way. Typically, you want your corners to field it, but hey, if your pitcher can get out there and is mobile, have at it.
Then have at it. That's right.
So Fowler standing in. 306 on the year, swings through a first pitch rise ball. It has been a steady diet of rise balls to Reese Fowler today out of the hand of Delaney Maynor.
Then she has just continued to climb the ladder.
The 0-1. That time, Fowler lays off. A little bit of a smile there behind the cage.
Like I laid off of it. And, you know, we talked about Delaney Maynor, you know, with what she's done academically and the progression of what she wants to do after softball. For Reese Fowler, she will be cheerleading on scholarship for SAU this coming year.
A lot of these players moving on to do things at the next level as they start to figure out what they want in their careers. The 1-1 stays upstairs, 2-1. But for Taylor, we talk about the streak that they're on with the 6 consecutive titles. That is something that players that are involved in what has become, quite frankly, a dynasty, they're going to remember for their entire lives as that one swung through.
No, absolutely. And when you're a part of something as great as what Taylor has done, it's something that you individually as a player, you're going to remember for the rest of your life. But also with the support of the community, it's just what you're going to be remembered by.
The 2-2. Well, if there is something that the community remembers about Taylor, it is the fact that their baseball and softball programs were absolutely dominant during this period. Baseball, they completed the three-peat earlier this afternoon. Taylor going for 7 in a row. That would be a Arkansas Prep high school record, fouled back and out of play.
And something interesting that Coach McHenry talked about is the family ties amongst the softball and baseball team, that they're siblings that are currently both playing on the teams, sisters, and I just think that that ties in even more to the community aspect and how much support there is.
3-2, stays upstairs as Fowler on base for the first time today, able to draw the walk. I'm sure the parents in those families are happy that the games here on the campus of the University of Central Arkansas are staggered and not far away from one another. There you see the Taylor Tigers fans. They were out in force over at the baseball stadium. They've made their way over to Natalie Schock Stadium at Ferris Field. Over to first, bobbled as Fowler advances to second. Heidi May reaches. And all of a sudden, Taylor starting to apply some pressure. And Fowler heads up base running, goes first to third.
And for Heidi May, way to just to sprint it out and to not stop running. And you were exactly right. For Fowler, that is such heads up base running to go first to third.
May advancing to second. We saw there at the end of that replay, Kevin Ray coming out, holding the sign for obstruction. Lifted foul first pitch to Michaela Downs, who is 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a fly out to center. And Sydney, did you see anything that would equate to obstruction?
I did not see anything that would equate to obstruction, but my only guess is maybe, you know, she got through the bag and then she was trying to advance to second when the throw was then thrown to third.
Out of play, 0-2.
Let's take another look.
Getting down the line is May. And there you can see right there on the left side of your screen is the call for obstruction. So not sure where the call was, but the end result is the fact that there are 2 runners on for Taylor and not on first and third, but now you have 2 runners in scoring position, only 1 away here in the bottom of the 5th inning. This feels like a very dangerous moment for Scranton.
With runners at second and third, you know, would have been a little bit different if it was first and third, could have rolled up a double play on a ground ball, but this does change the dynamics with runners at second and third.
Well, those double plays we've seen, those are something that are creeping into the game a little bit more than we've seen in years past. Those numbers starting to tick up more towards a baseball level as the 2-2 put on play to short. Over to first, the throw. No signal yet from the umpire. That was close, and it does indeed pull Fox off of the bag. So Taylor continuing the inning. Another run comes in as Fowler crosses the plate.
And for Fowler to have such good heads-up base running going first to third and sitting on third, that's a great piece of hitting by Downs, staying through that ball, just driving something hard into the infield. It's crazy what a ground ball can do in this game.
And there's a reason why coaches, when they talk about their offensive strategy, it's to be able to put the ball in play. You don't need power, but you need consistency in terms of your contact, hard contact, because forcing your opponent to make a play to get you out.
Absolutely.
Another stolen base as those starting to pile up for the Taylor Tigers. Runners now on second and third, still only 1 away here in the bottom of the 5th as Taylor has extended their lead to 4-0 over the Scranton Lady Rockets, who came in on a 14-game winning streak. The 1-0 rise ball hammered, but a mile high. Nice job tracking it by Lays. There are 2 away in the inning.
And that's a great pitch by Maynard against McClellan with runners at second and third to get that big time out.
And Taylor slowly but surely starting to assert their will on offense. They're averaging over 9.5 runs per game over the course of the season. They've given up 34 total over the course of 27 games.
That says something.
Had a couple of games this year that have been north of the 20-run mark. The 0-1 stays upstairs. The count even at 1-1.
And you know, one thing to note is we talk about early on in the seasons, for this Taylor team, they have a lot of girls who also play basketball. So when they were facing early competition early on in the season, part of their lineup was missing due to basketball.
Downs crushes it out to center field. It's over the head of Harrington to the fence. 2 runs are going to come in as Macy Downs comes through with a 2-out, 2 RBI double.
Macy Downs absolutely blistering the ball. Big time swing and a big time moment.
And Taylor continuing to pour it on here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 6 runs now for the Tigers. Downs absolutely hammering this pitch.
That ball was absolutely hammered.
That is the risk reward of the rise ball. If you don't get it high enough out of the zone, it's easy to drive for those extra base hits.
And that swing by Downs, she was so short and quick to contact and long through extension, just driving it off of the center field wall.
Fouled away by Ashlyn Clark, the count 1-1. Clark struck out, singled, and scored back in the 4th. So the Tigers have been able to plate runs in each of the last 3 innings. Squirts away, runner on the move. And now it gets away over to shortstop. It was off of the glove, it lays at third. It allows Downs to advance. So Taylor continuing to apply pressure via the base paths, aggressive base running.
And it's a staple of their offense. It's moving runners, putting runners in motion, and then when it matters and they need those timely hits, just utilizing the power.
The 1-2 put into play, lifted over to the left side, Lays is under it. That will end the inning, but Taylor gets 3 more runs. The big blast coming off of the bat of Macy Downs. It is 6-0 in favor of the top-seeded Tigers as we head to the 6th inning. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
This is the PBS app, ready for you when you want to watch full episodes of your favorites. Stream anytime, anywhere with the free PBS app.
Civics education empowers us to be well-informed, active citizens and gives us the opportunity to change the world. Our educators have created tools for parents and teachers to help guide and engage children through the civics process during this election year. Discover ways to talk with your child about being a good citizen and how you can explore elections together with resources available at myarkansaspbs.org/civics.
Let me take you for a ride on the baseline.
For a copy of any of the state championship games, go to mnmproductions.net to place your order. Fans of the Taylor Tigers may be requesting this one should the final score hold up to be in favor of the Tigers. They are now just 6 outs away from making Arkansas state history. They would be the first school in prep history to win 7 consecutive state titles. It would be the program's 10th overall.
When you wrap your head around the fact that it's hard to three-peat, and then now they're looking for 7 consecutive state titles, it just shows the talent that continues to pour into this program year after year after year after year.
We'll see a couple of teams on this field today that have had those established winning streaks. Sheridan coming up a little bit later this evening. They won 4 straight from 2016 to 2019. First pitch fouled away. Kremers, Vonderhyde, and Harrington due up for Scranton here in the top of the 6th inning. Well, the other thing with having a winning streak, and not just a winning streak, but a title streak in the way that Taylor has, you get everybody's best shot.
They've got a huge target on your back because every team that you play, they're going to give you their best game.
Buford ahead in the count 0-2 to the number 9 hitter in the Lady Rockets lineup. Stays outside. And Coach McHenry talked about that with the 6-year title streak and called it a blessing and a tough situation at the same time because it's not a cakewalk for this team. They have to go out as that one swung on and missed. Another strikeout for Ayla Buford. But it's not like Taylor just walks out and they show up and they go to the state title game. They have to play their way through their schedule.
No, absolutely. And I think even displaying early on in this game, you could kind of feel the tension of, you know, what's at stake here. And then the pressure that they were feeling early on. But the off-speed pitch by Buford to get the big strikeout against Kremers. Her off-speed pitch is so deceptive out of the hand. It's not until about midway through that you actually can recognize it's a changeup.
Cindy, you and I both know from experience, when executed well, the changeup can be the most effective pitch in softball.
Oh, absolutely. I even remember in practices going against Mary Half, the most deceptive changeup I've ever seen, and it was so hard to decipher as to what it was out of her hand.
Second hit of the day for Scranton as Vonderhyde sneaks it through the left side of the field. It's the Lady Rockets' first base runner since the first inning. It snaps a streak of 13 consecutive batters set down by Ayla Buford.
And this is a good piece of hitting by Vonderhyde. Pitch was really up and in on her hands, and she just stayed inside of it enough to get it through the 5-6 hole.
Snap throw back to first. Vonderhyde in time.
And one thing that Coach Bateman talked about is they are constantly pushing mental toughness to this team. Their motto is give yourself 10 seconds, move on. And I think even in just the first 2 at-bats that we've seen so far from Scranton, it just displays the mental toughness that they have.
Harrington fouls it down the right field line. The count 0-2 to the second hitter in the Lady Rockets lineup. And make no mistake, Scranton knew this was going to be a battle coming into this game. 0-2 stays outside, picked behind the plate by Lindsay. There's a lot to be said for teams in a situation like this. A lot of times you get a little bit of an edge just from the name on your jersey. The 1-2. Nice adjustment there from Harrington to foul the changeup off.
Well, and you talked about it, Dorian. You know, like Taylor knows that they are going to get every team's best game. And you just said it, Taylor across the chest, it's going to give you that edge.
The 1-2. Goes upstairs, gets Harrington swinging. Second strikeout of the inning for Buford. And 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning as outs getting short for the Lady Rockets.
And for Buford, she's throwing her off-speed pitch early on in the count, and then once she gets ahead of the Scranton hitters, she's throwing that low rise. I don't know about you, but for me, the off-speed rise ball combo was always like the most effective whenever I was in the box hitting against a pitcher that could throw both of those pitches so precisely.
It's been a long time since I've had to stand in the box and hit, so I have to think about this a little bit. The 1-0 stays low. 2-0 the count to Delaney Maynor. Maynor 1 for 2 today, singled and was stranded in the first, struck out looking in the fourth. The 2-0.
And just to talk about the two-way talent that Maynor possesses in the circle, but then also offensively. I mean, she's batting over 500 in average and on base percentage, and has been the biggest contributor in RBIs this season.
Cue ball off of the outside of the bat, caught over at first by Downs. So Scranton strands a runner on first. Taylor comes to bat in the bottom of the 6th inning with a 6-run lead. You're watching the Centennial Bank State Baseball and Softball Championships on Arkansas PBS Sports.
Every day, PBS gives you unfettered access to the arts, feeds your passion for learning, and connects you to your community and the world. You can help ensure that the trusted programs and valued services this station provides will be here for years to come when you make a gift to this station through your will, trust, or retirement account.
During the past year, we've been traversing the natural state with our cinematic drone, from lakes and rivers, waterfalls, scenic byways, mountains, swamps, overlooks, and towering rock formations. This unique documentation of all 4 seasons from all 4 corners of the state with an aerial cinematic perspective will give you, the viewer, an Arkansas adventure like never before, exploring Arkansas from above.
Download the PBS video app or watch online.
1, 2, 3, turn up! Whoa. What's going on in here? Let's go!
Experience the action all over again next week. Watch all the championship games on the PBS app anytime. Lots of action going on this weekend in Conway, Arkansas, as the first pitch fouled back to start the bottom of the 6th inning. Clark Sewell, who had the big triple in the bottom of the 4th inning. And then Ayla Buford to bat here in the home half of the 6th inning. The 0-1 misses on the inside. Count even at 1-1. This is game 1 of day 1 of the Arkansas High School State Championships. The 1A baseball kicked things off this morning at 10 a.m. That stays upstairs. The count 2-1. 4A baseball is on deck here on Arkansas PBS Sports. That will be the 4A state title game between the Robinson Senators and Prairie Grove Tigers. And then Sydney and I will be back this evening. Fouled away to the backstop. The count 2-2 for the game tonight between Sheridan and Beebe.
Just a lot of excitement for the state of Arkansas, and The matchup tonight between Sheridan and Beebe, it is going to be a good one.
Well, we've had good ones throughout the day already. Taylor looking to make history here in this 1A State Softball Championship. Baseball, softball back in action tomorrow. Soccer adding to the mix. So lots going on here in Conway. One, two, lifted. It'll get out of play. The 1-2 to Sewell. Good at bat here from Sewell, continuing to battle here to start off the bottom of the 6th.
Always love a good quab, a quality at bat. A lot of pitches after 0-2, that makes a good quality at bat.
And my apologies, I misspoke. It is Sewell, Buford, Lindsay due up here in the home half of the 6th. Sewell fouled back out of play, continuing to see pitches. It has been a good day for Lily Sewell. She walked and scored in the 3rd, 2 RBI triple in the 4th. And now batting to lead things off here in the 6th as her team 3 outs away from winning their 7th consecutive state title. That stays upstairs. 2-2 the count. And you always love, Sydney, when you get production out of the bottom half of your order as well.
I was just about to say that. When you've got the production at the bottom half of the lineup, to turn the lineup back over, but to also step up in the big moments with runners in scoring position, that is exactly what Lily Sewell has done today.
And now Sewell has run the count full. The 3-2, fouled back.
She is adjusting well to Mainer's off-speed pitch. And when facing a pitcher that has a great off-speed pitch, it's all about keeping your hands back, enabling the ball to get deeper in the zone, and to not slow your swing down to the pace of the pitch, but to still take an aggressive swing.
3-2, fouled off, we'll do it again. So if Maynor, where do you go next?
If I was Maynor, I'd go down and out because her rise ball has been very effective. Right now, Sewell's laying off of it. She's all over the off-speed pitch. I'd go down and out to try to get that ground ball out.
3-2. Off the outside corner, lifted down the right field line. That is 3 consecutive foul balls for Lily Sewell as this at bat now inching into the double digits mark.
And this is your good classic pitcher-hitter duel.
(3-2). Stays upstairs. Sewell wins the battle as she works a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 6th. That is called earning your base.
Absolutely.
That turns the lineup over for Buford. Buford reached on an error in the bottom of the 1st inning. Played the first run of the game on a sacrifice fly as Sewell is on the move and into 2nd with the 7th stolen base of the afternoon for the Tigers. And then Buford a strikeout victim to end the 4th.
Just such a great jump off of the bag. She gets to 2nd so quickly.
Kicks to the backstop. Sewell will take 3rd on the wild pitch. And a runner on 3rd, nobody away here in the bottom of the 6th inning. A 2-0 count to pitcher and leadoff hitter Ayla Buford. Upstairs, Buford. That was a big swing on a 2-0 count. Hitter's count. You'd love to go after, be a little aggressive, maybe a little too aggressive there.
A little too aggressive on the 0-1 rise ball, but you'll take swings like that.
2-1. Stays outside. Screwball misses low and away, so 3-1 to Buford. pitch. Fouled back and out of play. So a full count to the second consecutive hitter here in the home half of the 6th inning. And there was a big part of this game, Sydney, where Delaney Maynor was dominant. You look back at the scorebook, and 6 different batters, 0-2 counts, peppered the lineup with first pitch strikes, 3-2. Again, into the stands. But Taylor, you mentioned the adjustments. What has impressed you the most about the way that Taylor has changed their approach here as this game has gotten into the later innings?
The adjustment that has impressed me the most is attacking earlier in the count, but also the adjustment that they have made to her rise ball. Majority of the hitters are just completely laying off of it, and then if they are attacking it, it's keeping their hands above it, just like that swing right there from Buford. It's getting to the top half of the ball and finding a way to drive it.
Ripped down the right field line for an RBI double as Buford stands on second, helping her own cause as Lily Sewell able to walk in.
And that swing by Ayla Buford, she gets every piece of that pitch.
The catcher, number 6, Madison Lindsay.
So a walk and a double here to start the bottom of the 6th inning as Madison Lindsay 0 for 1 with a pair of walks, puts down the bunt. Maynor goes for the leadoff runner. Ball kicks away as everyone is safe. A gutsy attempt by Delaney Maynor to try and cut down Buford at third.
And that's a great bunt laid down by Madison Lindsay. I understand Maynor's idea of getting the leadoff runner, but in the position here, just getting the out at first would suffice.
Bunt popped down the first baseline, but foul. Taylor's runner on first and third. The throw beat Buford to the bag. Lay is not able to hold on as the force of the slide knocked the ball out of her glove. And so no possession there on the tag. That's the rule. Had to hold it for a little bit longer. Bunt again popped up as Fowler trying to bunt rise balls. Those are the hardest balls to try and bunt.
They are the hardest pitch to bunt, and it's all about setting your barrel high and working above it. If you square around with your barrel and you have it down by your waist, it's very hard to adjust up, and that's typically what's going to cause the ball to pop up. So it's squaring around, setting the barrel high, and working on top of that pitch.
Well, when you square the top of the strike zone, as we take a look at Fowler turning to square, you can see the angle of her bat trying to then dip it. But if you set at the top of the strike zone, anything above that is automatically a ball.
Is a ball. I'm also a big believer in squaring around a bunt, having a flatter barrel. That enables you to get more on top of it versus your barrel being more at a slanted angle. But you're exactly right. Take it, it's a ball.
0-2. Pulls back, runner on the move. It will, in fact, be a ball. The third stolen base of the afternoon for Lindsay. I will defer to you. You are the short game specialist. Still no one out here in the bottom of the 6th. Bunt put in play. It's a good one. Squeezes on. Everyone is safe. Buford able to score. Fowler puts down the 2-strike bunt. Another run is in for Taylor.
Bunting with 2 strikes. Fowler digs in and gets the bunt down as Addie Lays is playing about bag high. The squeezes on. Perfectly placed bunt down the third base line.
Never a chance that Sewell was holding up. She was off on contact. And remember, in Arkansas, it is 10 after 5 for the run rule. A lot of other places, it's 8 after 5. So still 2 more runs to go should Taylor want to end this early. First pitch swinging, popped up just out of the reach of Lays. But Taylor with runners on the corners, no one out in the bottom of the 6th. It's Lindsay on third after the fielder's choice. So take a look, game ends 3 complete innings, 15-run rule is in place. After 5, it is a 10-run rule. Lifted out of play. Taylor has won their titles via the run rule in each of the last 3 years. We alluded to it earlier, but they beat Bradley last year 12-2. In 2022, they beat Westside 9-1, and then they beat Sacred Heart 15-1. Ball ripped out to right center field. That's going to plate one. Being waved around is Fowler. She is in. That will do it. 2 RBI double by Heidi May, and Taylor has won their 7th consecutive state title. They take it 10-0 over Scranton.
That gives me absolute chills, Dorian. Taylor is going down in history. You see the excitement in the offensive production 1 through 9, just finding a way to get the runners across.
Taylor celebrating yet another state championship, their 10th in program history. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we will have the trophy presentation for the 1A state champions, the Taylor Tigers.
The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Over 2,500 team members across 17 local electric distribution co-ops, powering homes, farms, and industries somewhere across Arkansas. We are the Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas. Power and people.
Looks like we have some new help in the marketing department.
Action! Hi, I'm Susie Everett with Everett Buick GMC. I think you need to work on your line better. How about you do it? Family-owned, customer-friendly. Family-owned, no friendly. Come see us at Everett Buick GMC, I-30 at Alcoa exit. Buckle up, everybody!
When you choose Conway Regional, you're choosing a healthcare partner rooted in your community. With 9 primary care locations in 5 counties, we believe in building lasting relationships centered on trust and personalized care. Let our family care for yours.
For every moment, for every memory, from that first car to your first home, to your first child, and all the highs and lows that tomorrow might bring. For everything that matters most to you and your family, there's someone right around the corner dedicated to helping you protect what you love. Your local Farm Bureau Insurance agent. Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Southern Loft is a proud sponsor of Arkansas PBS. It is our mission to tell your story by adding color with our furniture. And that's why Southern Loft is a different kind of furniture store. For more information, go to mysouthernloft.com.
I'll do whatever it takes to protect my family, and part of taking care of them is using a bank that takes care of us. That's why I use Centennial Bank, a strong institution for an uncertain economy. I know them and I trust them. They have a strong financial foundation, which means that my money and our future is never in doubt. Life is busy, and there's plenty of things to worry about. My bank isn't one of them.
Centennial Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
At the new Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health, we're dedicated to providing Arkansans with a brighter future they deserve.
Thanks to UAMS Health, I'm now pain-free, and I'm planning my next big trip.
Vaping costs over $1,500 a year. So if you vape, there goes that new gaming system. Or that new mountain bike. Escape the vape. Learn more about the hazards of vaping at projectpreventar.org.
Attention sports enthusiasts, get ready to be amazed by Summerwood Sports Complex, the new state-of-the-art facility in Bryan. Our facility offers up to 4 courts spread across 2 spacious gyms, conveniently located off Interstate 30 in Bryan. Whether you're a team seeking tournament glory or an individual looking to elevate your skills, Summerwood Sports has got you covered. Discover more about our cutting-edge facility and check availability at summerwoodsports.com.
We never gonna stop.
The Taylor Tigers celebrating their 7th consecutive state championship as they make history, the first ever team in Arkansas prep history to win 7 in a row. The program's 10th. It took them a little while to get started, Cindy, but when they did, that offense really roaring in the late innings.
Oh, when they got started, they got rolling, and it all started with Ayla Buford. She was so dominant in the circle. She was who got it started offensively. And let's take a look at this. Sack fly, Ayla Buford just steps up and finds a way in a critical time to drive in a run. Again, she got the job done in the circle as well. And then how about the strikeouts by Maynard? She was a very, very lethal early on, and Downs getting that catch. And then it was Lily Sewell with the triple, scoring in another run for Taylor. And then how about this swing by Macy Downs? 2 RBI double to just push more runs across the plate. You could see the excitement on their faces. And then how about Ayla Buford again? The strikeouts that she had, the poise that she had on the mound. It was her off-speed pitch and rise ball. And then again, Ayla Buford with the big RBI double, demolishing it down the right field line. I love the little dance there. And to cap things off, it was Heidi May with a 2 RBI double to end the game in run rule fashion.
You saw Madison Lindsay there as soon as she took off, headed for the plate, had the #1 finger extended. She knew that was the end of the game. Ayla Buford ends the day, 4 strikeouts in this circle, comes away with the victory, allowed just 2 hits in the win. That is it for Game 1 of Day 1 of the Arkansas High School State Championships. Coming up next, it is the 4 p.m. Baseball State Championship between the Robinson Senators and the Prairie Grove Tigers. First pitch coming up in just a few hours. That will be the 3rd game of the day, and of course we will cap things off at 7 o'clock back here at Ferris Field at Natalie Schock Stadium. So for Sydney Parley and our entire crew here in Conway, I'm Dorian Kraft saying so long, where the final is the Taylor Tigers 10-0. You've been watching Arkansas PBS Sports.